Yes guys, hello and welcome to what is our first game of season 3 here at the Astrodome. Yeah, that's not strictly true actually. Now before we get into that, let's have a little talk about last season. Now, we came really close, we did really well, and actually if you look at the league table from season 1 and season 2, we had a very similar amount of points. In season 1 we very comfortably won the league, but last season that just wasn't enough. BFSB were just too good, and unfortunately that means that we've lost our championship, and we're not too happy about that. So we're back here for a third season because we want to win that trophy back. Now the reason that I say that this isn't actually our first game is because we actually had our first game last week, and now because of some technical issues with the camera, I forgot to charge the battery and left my spare battery at home. I had to film the whole game on camera, and I've got a pretty decent camera on my phone, I'll let you know, top of the range, but it just wasn't good enough, and it was handheld, it was all a little bit shaky, and so I wasn't really too happy with it. And this was the season that we were really looking to up the standard of our videos and make it just a little more professional for you guys at home. We've got Ant working away on Photoshop, coming up with loads of new graphics and stuff for the new videos, which you'll see obviously later on, and me doing all the editing, and we're going to push that together to hopefully create the best videos that we can for you guys. So just because we don't want you guys to miss out on anything, let's have a look at what did happen last week. Oh, lucky. So there we go then, a cheeky little 3-0 win against Health and Safety. Don't get me wrong, wasn't the best performance. A lot of wasted chances, could have had a lot more goals, but it's the first game of a new season, and the last 2 games we played last season, we lost both of them. So coming off the back of that, we would have taken any win really. So happy to get the season underway with 2 points. And also, BFSB lost last week. They turned out a team where one, maybe 2 of them were recognisable from the team that they had pretty much all of last season. I don't know whether that's just a one-off thing for 1 week, or whether a few of the other boys have packed it in after winning the title. I don't know yet. I don't want to say it's very early, obviously. But yeah, they did a big loss to Stroke Titty, which is massive because it means that it puts us at opposite ends of the table, which is what we like for now, because obviously we've got to assume that they're going to be our biggest challengers. But like we've seen last season, Bohemians, they're getting better. They've got some matching kits and everything, so they just look a lot better. And when you play in kits like that, you always play better. Like I said, Health and Safety were no pushovers last week. Stroke Titty, they beat last season's champions. And Snoozemia, very good side. Spacemen, very experienced, very good, handy side as well. And IX Trees down, they are either amazing or a little bit less, but they're young and they improve week on week out in terms of how to play against fully grown men like some of the people in our team. But anyway, so we're not expecting anything this season. Like I said, we've got 1 game under the belt already. Tonight we are playing IX Trees down, and we know it's not going to be easy. Hope this isn't a sign. Definitely told everyone we're coming back for season 3. I hope there is a season 3. So like I said then, the dome is closed for business for the time being. I'm hoping someone's going to come along and open that for us at some point in the near future, because we've only got about 20 minutes till kick-off. But here we go, we've got a nice little flat ball out of the car, Stevie Lock and Chrissy Wright just having a little kick about. It's probably the best warm-up we'll have all season. We have had a little chat about this, but basically you're the reason we lost the title last season. Yeah. Because you got a bit ahead of yourself.
I was too good.
Well, I wouldn't say that. You scored 2 goals instead of 1. It went to your head. We saw your attitude changing. You've overfished the goal scoring market. And we need you to do it more sustainably this season, please. So back to 1 for this season.
Back to the 1?
Yeah, and then...
Tonight, though.
Huh? Well, then you know that you can't do it for the rest of the season. Maybe we might get that trophy back. And Chrissy Wright as well. Now, you will have seen Chris very, very briefly. Steve, you ever seen anyone hold a camera before?
Huh?
Don't kick balls at me.
It was on the floor.
This is the arrogance I was talking about. Season 1, Steve would never have acted like this. Chris Wright.
Hello.
Now, as I was saying, people have briefly seen you at the end of last season. You came in for a very, very big game.
Playing 30 seconds.
Yeah. It was an alright 30 seconds. I think we drew that 30 seconds 0-0.
No, we won it 1-0.
Oh, right, okay, there you go. Knows his own stats. Here's another stat for you though, Chris. Did you know you're officially the only Mongolian Horses FC player ever to have never won a game?
I am. I've got 100% loss rate.
Exactly, and that's not good enough. So we'd like to turn that around tonight.
Yeah, we're going to win tonight. Yeah.
Season 3, whole different season. Forget what happened last season. Forget what happened in that game. We'd like a big fat W on your record, please.
Yeah, there'll be an L. I mean,
whoa!
He's over now, just forget.
Now this is a bit weird. It's the first time we've been inside a dome while it's still daylight. It's quite warm. It's weird, isn't it?
It actually looks really weird.
How strange is it? And you can see the old groundsman's not been doing his roof cleaning. You look like. Look at our YouTube channel. Beard Meets Food. You look like him. He's doing his maths.
That much.
It's never been his strong suit.
I think that's right. Yeah, find out in a minute.
Matt Creasy. Wearing his Wes specials tonight. Not scored in them yet? Have you scored in them
week,
yet?
Man. Oh, 2 weeks ago, sorry.
2 weeks ago. Oh, huh? We didn't have it 2 weeks ago.
First game of season.
You scored a goal in that game? Did you?
Right, mate. Cross goal.
Alright.
Banger.
Well, obviously that video's not been up yet, so
No.
people have seen it, but I've not seen it as yet while I film this. So, anyway, maybe score your second goal.
That's right. Thunder screaming.
You ruin everything. Well, no, what's happening this season, mate, and what happened last season.
What do you mean, what's happening this season?
Well,
It's one game.
last season,
Yep.
we didn't win the league.
Didn't want it.
Didn't want to. Do we want to this season?
I will let you know in 13 weeks.
So before we get into the game footage then, let's have a look at the squad for today's game. In goal, we have a Grez, as we have most of the time. We've also got a Steve and a Creasy, as we also have quite regularly as well. Then last season's top goal scorer, Alex Lockwood, in the squad, alongside a blank face in Chris Wright, someone you'll get to know more and more this season. We've also got a blank Navs and a blank me, but 2 faces that you definitely know there, and an Ant Sleep, don't forget, MHFC's top scorer there in the squad as well. So it's a strong squad for this game against Ajax Trees Down. Game week 2 of season 3. Let's get it underway then, as we see Ajax starting on the ball first off. This guy, very, very tricky, very, very good feet, so he'll be one to watch. They crease in there with a tackle. Referee giving a foul. I didn't think there was much in that. But we see a lot of possession early on for Ajax Trees Down, and a deflected shot there falls to the man on the right hand side. Fortunately for us, he puts it over the bar on his weaker side. And again, we see Ajax on the ball, definitely having a lot of the play early in this one. Slip it through on the left hand side, but a heavy touch allows Grez to come out and claim the ball. And looking for some options there, not enough options really for him early. This is a very slow start from the boys, not a lot of movement, it has to be said. And in the end, he ends up going long to Lockie. And it's a good throw, and Lockie on the turn there. That would have been a lovely little goal, but surprise, surprise, Lockie hits the woodwork, as we saw him do multiple times last season. And Sleep now with the ball in, he tries to cut it back, but to no one, and now they can break with pace. They've got a 3-on-2 situation here. Numbers getting back though, and a bit greedy from that player. Sees us get away with that one. The ball coming down the near side now with Ajax Trees Down yet again. Playing the ball into middle, but stepped in and dealt with well by Creasy. Looking for the pass. It's a bit clumsy, but he's bouncing through the tackles, gets the shot away. That was a good strike by him in fairness, and a good block by the defender as well, but good defending there, turning into attacking from Matt Creasy. And we see the ball into Lockwood's feet once again. It comes out to Steve, and that's a good block. A slide tackle, potentially, different referees kind of approaching the slide tackle rule differently in this league, so you may see some give and some not as we go forward this season, but you just got to place the whistle, as they always say, that old cliche. As we see there, nearly ball there from Ansley, lovely little touch, lovely idea, but unfortunately just a bit too much pace on it for Lockwood to get onto. But we are getting back into this game a little bit more, seeing us on the ball a bit more, but this is the danger man again, especially these two guys. We see a good shot and then that comes rattling off the post, so each team has hit the woodwork once, and now that can come into a counter attack for us. Lockie comes inside, gets the strike away. It's a good strike, but straight down the keeper's neck, and he does well to parry it away. But we're seeing us getting some more opportunities now, Lockie especially, with a couple of this guy just looking to slow down the pace of the game, but I managed to get the tackle in. And Creasy screaming on the inside, and well, you can tell by the wheeling away there. Unfortunately, we didn't quite catch that on the camera, but we have scored a goal and gone 1-0 up in this one, but that's why we have the GoPro, just in case things like that happen. You see me going down the right hand side, pulling it back to Matt Creasy. Well, I was about to say he's not going to miss from there, but we have seen him miss from there before, so we'd like to think that most of the time he's not going to miss from there. As we see Greg's quick distribution out to me, and I can't quite catch up with it, just managed to in the end, coming inside and get the shot away, scuff it, but it comes back off the post, back into me, over to Alex Lockwood. He's kind of dawdled on it a little bit, it comes back out to me though, get the shot away, it's deflected, and Alex Lockwood with a poacher's instinct there. 2 goals in very quick succession there for Mongolian Horses FC. Guys, see us go 2-0 up. Lockwood there, we thought the chance might have been gone after there. Lockie did seem to spend a lot of time on it, getting the shot in, following the shot in, good instinct there as well, just to toe poke it past the keeper, nothing he can do about that. And now 2-0 to the boys in pink. So how are Ajax going to react to going 2 goals down then in a matter of minutes? As you can see, we're pushing a lot higher up on them now. Chris Wright coming in, and we see his first shot in vain in a Mongolian Horses shirt. Not a best effort, but on target at least, and promising from him. As you see the ball bouncing around, a little bit of head tennis there, and the man stands up Creasy, looking for the little ball in, and Chris Wright again getting the foot in. Lockie with the shot, and that's how easy it can be in 5-a-side. A tackle can quite easily turn into an assist, and Alex Lockwood there just not quite with the finish to match the one earlier. As we see another tackle, and Creasy can now come away with it, and on his right foot caresses it. Looks like it went straight through the keeper, but that is now 3-0. You see that just really opened up for Matt Creasy on his right foot. You'd probably be quite comfortable with Matt Creasy shooting from his right foot in that kind of position if you're the opposition defence, that is, but this time he manages to find the goal, and 3-0 now just as the final whistle goes. Good half for the boys. Now, before we get into the second half then, just a quick word about our sponsors, YoungMinds UK. Now, they are a charity that get involved with young people in the community who suffer with mental health issues and disorders, and it's something we feel very passionately about and something very, very close to our heart. So there are many ways that you can get involved in such a great cause. Our shirts are available to purchase on our website for $34.99, and every shirt that you do purchase, a significant amount of that will go towards Young Minds UK. Now, if you can't afford that or you don't want a shirt, then there are plenty of other ways you can get involved. There'll be a link in the description about other ways that you can get involved with the work they do in the community, as well as other ways to donate your money. Every bit would be much appreciated. Now, let's get back to the action. Into the second half, and we're looking to build on a very positive end to the first, as a throw-in to Matt Creasy, who has a little swing at it. He's got 2 goals and he fancied it, and let's see what we thought about that at the
time. That's really got me.
So yeah, as you can tell, I find that quite funny at the time. That's the thing with Matt Creasy. He scored a couple of goals, he obviously fancies it, and as we see another shot from him there, not the finest couple of seconds there for Matt Creasy, but that's the thing, is that with him it will either fly into the top corner or he's going to absolutely scuff it like that, and we wouldn't have it any other way. As Ant comes forward now, and the ball onto the right hand side comes back to me, and that is everything, kids. That is everything that goes against the rule book of shooting. Knee, head over the ball, don't lean back, all that kind of stuff. I did it there. As the ball comes into me again, and looking to try and make up for it there, get the ball to Matt Creasy, who this time chooses not to shoot and goes to the pass as well. That was the kind of time where he just wanted to put his head down and put his foot through, but maybe after his last couple of attempts he thought better at that time. But still, even if you miss a couple, you've got to keep shooting, otherwise you're not going to score. And we see the ball in behind now to Ajax, as they can come the other way looking for the cross, and Nav's just doing enough there to put him off, and Alex Lockwood coming the other way. It's a 2-on-1 situation, squares it, but it's just behind me, looking for the pass into Navs, and it's not the best pass. The Ajax defender there getting there just ahead of Navs, and now they can come the other way. They square the ball, and he manages to squeeze it into the near post. So that's a prime example of a situation where we could have found ourselves 4-0 up, but losing the ball in that kind of position, a poor pass from me, and we now find ourselves pegged back to just 3-1 up as we see Lockie with the interception, going for the little scoop over the goalkeeper just wide of the post on this occasion. But from the goal kick then, Ajax looking to come forward, and they found a fair bit of space in the middle there, a little bit of time. We're not quite pressing as high as we did in that first half, and again the ball can come in, and Chris with diving in a little bit there on the tackle. Good feet again for the opposition player, and 2 quick goals for Ajax now means that they get it back to 3-2, and we're looking a little bit nervous at the back now there. The ball in to Chris Wright, he plays the ball across the back and it's intercepted, and what a save that is by Grez there. We really need to ride this out. The boys are on the back foot massively at the minute as the corner comes in, and they try to go all the way to the keeper, but Lockwood's in there and it's a foul from the goalkeeper. I mean, that's the kind of thing in an 11-a-side game that's going to be a red card. Last man, he was definitely going to score, but in 5-a-side you don't see any kind of cards for that, so that's, well, the keeper had to do it and he did it, and it's really worked for his team as we can't make the most out of that free kick. And yeah, a bit of a dodgy touch there from Lockwood, but he manages to chase after it and keep it in, looking for some options, and he goes for a little effort with the outside of his right foot there, caught the keeper off guard, and it, well, via deflection it looks like, it has hit the post and gone out for a corner, as we see there now with an absolutely ridiculous pass there from Lockwood, a little flim-flam, little in and out jobby, whatever you want to call it, perfectly weighted into the path of Matt Creasy there, who can't quite finish on his right foot again this time. And now Ajax looking to press. We've got all 4 men back within about 10 yards of a goal, and that's a great couple of tackles there from Matt Creasy. We love to see that from him. And we see now going into the final minutes, the ball into me, just looking to hold it up and see out the clock, going for a little walk across the park here, get the shot away, but it's blocked, but we will have a throw in the opposition half. And looking for options now, but just playing it safe and going back to the goalkeeper. Grez is not rushing that, and the final whistle goes. We've managed to hold on to a 3-2 win then, so let's have a look and see the other results. The 3-2 win for us at the top. So the Spacemen beating Stroke Titty 6-2. Snoozemia with a big 4-1 win over Bohemians. BFSB losing again, this time to Delph and Safety. And when we look at the table, you can see that keeps us in second position on goal difference, just 1 goal behind FC Snoozemia, and last season champions BFSB down there at the bottom on 0 points. And looking at the stats, surprisingly it's Matt Creasy that leads the way on 3 goals. As we go into assists, it's myself and Sam on 2 apiece.
I'm just going to say, obviously we'll have seen by now whether I did actually get it on camera or not. Not saying I wasn't confident that obviously you were going to slot that way with your right foot, but I might have not been. Well, I think I got it. Loan period's finished then. Last one before you head back to
the A-League.
No, it's New Zealand, isn't it? What do they even have a league there? Do they do football?
I didn't think about that.
These lights make my head look so shiny. But
Bad man.
say that again, please.
Absolute bad man.
Phrase really suits you.
I'm really on.